Oh, there we go. Nice. Nice.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Perry Richardson from Striper, and you're watching Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony. Rock on.
Hey,
what's going on, gentlemen?
Hey,
Everybody's
now.
all-
What's going on, everybody?
What's
Hi.
happening?
I heard that slide
It's good
rack
to see you
sound.
guys.
I couldn't help myself.
I know.
How
I know it.
you
Hey,
gentlemen all
chat,
doing?
how's it going, you people?
I'll show you guys a quick still shot. I finally, after a year, finished restoring my 69 Strat.
Ooh.
Oh,
Very
cool.
nice.
Here, I'll give you a couple second sample if you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anyway,
That sounds dirty.
That's super cool, man.
no warm up, so it's, tons of errors and mistakes. But it was like 9:30 this morning. I just had to plug it in and do it, because I
Where's
finished it
it at,
yesterday.
dude?
So.
Sounds good.
It's right here.
That's so cool.
Nice. Looks good, man.
Nice,
Good job.
dude.
Now, for
Nice.
any
That's beautiful.
people that are all about originality, I have the original parts. I just took it off and didn't wire it in because I'm so sick of on a Strat that knob getting in the way right there when you're trying to roll the volume.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
when you're trying to do this.
Tessie
right here.
switch. You got to put a Tessie switch there.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put what I'm going to put is right here instead of a kill switch.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a push DPD double pull double throw switch.
Oh,
And I'm going to make it a blower switch.
Mm.
So I'm going to get well, Brandon, you would know better than me, and I apologize if I'm butchering the terms, but I'm going to get a push switch that has the LED with a resistor that kicks on when it's on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't know when it's on and off.
Right.
And I'm going to hook that up, and I'm going to go from the hot of the bridge humbucker right to the output. So I get that, like a blower switch they call
Oh,
it.
that'll be nice. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about 5 or 10% boost in output because
That'll be good.
you're cutting out the
It's cool.
volume and
It's
tone
cool.
pot. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That'll sound cool.
For anyone that's worried, I have the original parts in the case because I have locking tuners on it and I have different saddles on the bridge. A couple things are changed, but in case I get rid of it and sell it at some point, I do have the original parts in the original case. So,
Yeah.
if anyone's looking at it going, "Oh my God, he messed up a vintage guitar," no, I didn't.
Nah, you're good. They shouldn't care anyway. It's your guitar.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's meant to be played anyway, right?
Right.
That's
So,
right.
but it was rescued because when I got it, it was
You wanted to file a 69 strat, you go right ahead, brother. Just keep the extra parts. That's all we're saying.
Always.
Well, exactly. But when I got it, I mean, someone in the 70s had done this psychedelic paint job all over the neck, all over the body. I'll have to show you guys pictures next week. I mean, like paint on the back of the neck and like purple pickups and like. So, yeah, the last year was spent sourcing real 1969 parts.
That's cool.
To, you know,
It looks and
what didn't have.
sounds amazing.
Rock on, man.
And if you go through all that effort, I think the money I have into it's probably about 20 or 30% of the cost if you would just go buy one.
Yeah, right.
So I got it for like 75 or 80% cheaper than what they go for.
Yeah, man.
You know, because I can't afford like 7, 8, 9, 10 grand that they go for these days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? So sounds great though. I love it.
Beautiful.
It does sound good.
Beautiful guitar.
Welcome,
anyway.
everybody.
Who are we talking about this week, Tony?
We got a special guest, Brendan. We got a bunch of people in the chat.
We do.
Who's here with us, dude?
Let's see who we got now. We got Jeff K. We have me.
Hey, Jeff.
We got Christopher Live Sawa.
What's up, Chris?
Got Dan of New Jersey. Dave Ennis.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up, Dave? What's up, Dan?
David.
Dwight Bailey, the Hitman.
The Hitman.
Boy.
Again, Fruitcake, Tony. You got Half Ace.
Half Ace.
Mark Effects.
Half ace, bro.
Mark Effects saw you this morning, bro, on RJ's show.
And there's Nez Says. What's up, Dave?
Hey,
how you
Dave.
doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I hope you're
David,
healing.
who are you, man?
Sorry, Brendan, to interrupt you real quick.
No.
I hope your healing is going well, Dave.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've had major hand issues myself, so I've been through major healing issues, and I'm with you, brother, man. All the best, and I hope you heal as quick as possible. So,
Joe Hervey 84 just joined, and then Rick Hefner.
What's up, Joe?
Good to see you guys,
Hey,
and everybody else
Man.
popping in.
Hope you're
Nice
good,
to
Joe. I
see
haven't
you
seen you in a
guys.
while, brother.
And we got somebody backstage, right?
Yeah,
No,
let's bring him in.
Yeah.
We've left him back there too long,
He
ladies and
probably
gentlemen.
ate all the food.
He did. The great Ben Coombs.
Hey,
I'm glad you had a cooler in the green room here. This has
Yes,
been great.
yep.
Thanks. Yeah, you even got the brand right. I appreciate it, Tony and the boys.
got on up.
Thanks for having me.
We
What are
couldn't
we
find
talking
any.
about?
We couldn't find any moonshine for you. So.
Now, Ben, when all of our wives and girlfriends came to the green room, it wasn't required for you to kiss them on the lips, but we'll let it go.
That's right. That's right, man.
Ladies' choice. Ladies'
But
choice.
we do love you.
We love you, brother. What's going on, man?
Oh,
Nice to
this
see
is
you.
a fun night.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
see
joining
lots
us.
of familiar names in the chat here, which is awesome. Howdy, folks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Maybe Christopher. We'll see. that happens more on my channel every Sunday and Monday. Just saying.
Tony
Sometimes
Dave
this
says
guy
turn your
knows.
volume up or put it closer to your face.
Put it closer to your face.
There you go.
I'm good now.
He good. You sound good to me.
All right.
It's
Thank
tough.
you, Dave.
It's tough out there.
It's tough all over.
Hey, Ben, let's just get this out of the way. Tony is in NASCAR country, man.
Yep.
How do you feel about that? Would you love to be in that area? I mean, if you weren't in Canada, you had to live in the U.S.
Oh yeah. If I was to live in the U.S., I would probably be living in that neck of the woods. Like I'm thinking, possibly a little closer to Asheville, because Tony,
Yep.
there's a scene there. There is a music scene in and around Asheville.
I have friends near there.
Which is still like I would say I would like to be about, let's say, an hour east of Asheville. So then I'm only like 45 minutes west of Charlotte, Tony, at that point.
Ben, I have the perfect small
right.
town.
Ben,
Tryon,
I'm 45
North
minutes
Carolina.
from the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Wow.
I drive by it almost every day.
Love it.
So, Charles and Tony, do you guys know a small
I
town
believe
called
that's-
right on the North-South
Yeah,
Carolina border called Tryon? That's where my
Yeah,
buddy,
many,
where my
many,
friend
a,
lives.
many a day
He
and
lives
night
up in the
in
mountains.
Concord there, Charles.
Mhm.
I've camped in that infield of Charlotte many a time, and
Yeah.
Some of the stories I
Yeah.
can tell on here, and some I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to. So
Well, that's what the green room is for, Ben. You know, and you know,
I thought you'd want to be closer to Nashville,
well,
you know,
there's that option too.
right?
You know,
Big music
especially
scene
now that they
there.
got NASCAR racing back in Nashville and
Right.
IndyCar racing. Just saying.
And summer NAM. You
And
know?
Summer NAM.
Speaking
you
of
can get lost
Nashville-
in Nashville. And, we're not going to say it's the bachelorette capital of the party capital of the world, but that doesn't
Isn't-
hurt either.
Isn't Nashville just Asheville with an N, or isn't Asheville just the reverse? Like,
Yes.
they're pretty close.
Okay.
Does that count?
Tom, did you open
bluegrass music
that book?
was king in Asheville.
Asheville,
Bluegrass.
Nashville?
Did you open that book before the show, Tom?
No, I just opened the. I opened the book. I opened the book right now. I haven't even used the book yet.
Asheville, North Carolina is in
Yeah.
western North Carolina.
Yeah.
Nashville, Tennessee is in western Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's right.
No one got my joke.
I got
And
it.
let's be honest, Tony, if you lived halfway between Nashville and Asheville, you're in a whole middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but you might be.
They're both part of the same mountain region, I believe, the Apalachicola mountain chain that comes down.
Yeah.
the Connecticut.
You're on the side of a mountain.
So what you're saying, Ben, is that Nashville has more of the Assville.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, wow. This
Yeah,
is
I
going,
didn't
in,
go there, but yes.
it's going in
So-
a different direction. Anyway,
Well, I was
Triumph.
thinking NASCAR because of NASCAR.
Anyway,
What are we talking? Are we talking Triumph, guys?
Yeah.
Only in the
yes.
South, dude.
God, I love that band. I love that band. They blew me away. I told my story once about I've only seen them one time, and
Hey, Kurt.
I didn't expect it. I did not expect what I saw. They rocked an entire valley, a mile deep of people, about 3/4 of a mile wide, and
Wow.
it was absolutely unbelievable. I didn't expect it. They followed 4 hardcore leather and denim bands, and
That's
they're
your
not leather
giveaway.
and denim. They're nothing about chains and leather and Harleys. It went from chains, leather, and Harleys to something different. It was different,
Hey,
but
was
it was
Rick wearing a unitard still at the time?
when I was on that other show, I was telling a story about the S Festival. I said it was Canadian awesomeness. I think that's exactly how I put it. I didn't expect
That's
it.
a good way to describe
Dude,
Triumph.
Dude,
Canadian
it was unbelievable. And when they opened with Allied Forces, and so there was a few times during that day when that entire group of people were in unison, and it was one of those moments. And when they came on, the sun was just getting to the point where it was about to go down, and it was giving relief because that place was a nut house, right? And I was absolutely blown away. When I left that concert, I had just seen Van Halen, and I don't care what the stories are. It was one of the best Van Halen shows I've ever seen. And I was singing Triumph songs on the way home because I had like a 3-hour drive going home. And Triumph songs were in my head, and that's what I was singing. Because they were new and fresh. It was just blown away. I was blown away, man. And so Ben has got some good Triumph stories, and I can't wait to hear them.
Well, yeah.
Wait to hear them,
like,
dude.
I'm just thinking like every big event, up until Rick leaving around 86, 87 when he left. Might have been earlier. I don't think it was any earlier than that. But like Mike
86.
Levin taught me that wearing a hockey jersey on stage is cool.
Yes, it is.
And I was
Absolutely.
like, who's that dude? He's cool. He's just rocking out. And sometimes his Blackhawks jersey, sometimes a Leaf jersey. He wasn't necessarily hometown proud in that respect. Usually an original 6.
Mhm.
And, Rick Emmett, what can I say? He was wearing the Freddie Mercury unitard quite often, but that was popular. Sammy Hagar.
Hey, the guitars that he had, were those custom Ovation electrics? Is that what those were?
He was playing Ovation, and I remember towards the end he was playing a lot of Yamaha stuff. He had a Yamaha deal.
And he had an Ovation at the US Festival in '83. It was an Ovation.
Because he was doing a lot of acoustic and electric stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember he was one of the first guys that had that. Dave in the chat, he knows the name of those stands that just hold your guitar and you can just kind of walk up to it, which I always wanted to do.
Right.
Rick needed one of those, or he was playing a double neck before.
Yeah, he was like one of the
Right.
first guys I saw play double neck. Because a lot of the the lay it on the line and the music, magic power, those all start with the 12 string.
Yeah.
I was there for being in Canada, the Canadian tours, through the 70s, as Triumph was getting better and bigger and better. You had Triumph opening for Rush, so you had 2 power trios playing double neck guitars.
That's
proggy rock, but Triumph was a little rockier than Rush was. Both great singers in that upper key.
They're both high octave singers.
Yeah, go figure. Rush recorded half a dozen of their albums at Triumph Studio. But you would be like, I just paid this, this amount of money, and I just saw 6 guys just kick tail for
That's amazing.
4 hours.
That would have been such a good double bill.
Maybe they pump helium into there so they get their voices up.
Do you have T-shirts from that double bill?
Butt cheeks. I think it's the unitards.
That'd do it. That would do it. But I am glad that they changed their name to Triumph, because you can't go around calling them Abernathy Shagmaster. That was their original name. I'm like, seriously? Okay.
That's a little hippie flower power, and
that's a tongue twister. That's
a new.
Right.
I heard
Christopher Livesour, you're gonna have to leave the chat. Sorry, you're gonna have to go.
I'll say, in both your defenses, that's a coin toss as a Canadian. Ben,
you're gonna have to leave the show too. I'm kidding.
These
I'm
two
sorry.
guys right here.
I can't help it. Yeah, I'm a huge Rush fan.
Yeah, but when these two bands are the big Canadian exports, and people are like, oh, you're Canadian, and you play guitar. Do you know any Triumph or Rush?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No.
You know what I love about Rick Emmett too? He's like, I don't need like $8,000 custom shop like cork sniffer Les Pauls. He uses Les Paul classic reissues, like a 1960s, thinner neck reissue, and then he has his own custom pickups he puts in them. Like, I just love that. Like, people that profess like it's in the hands, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
And then it says now he's.
Oh, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say now he switched to Godin guitars instead, but I think back in the day he was using. Now I'm having a brain fart. What were you guys talking about? The acoustic brand?
The Ovation.
Ovation. Yeah, thank you. And then
he's one of the reasons I bought an Ovation, and I immediately regretted it. But I bought one. One of the reasons.
Why?
I thought you bought it because Melissa Etheridge had one.
Well, I don't know what Tony.
He didn't like the way. He didn't like the way it said when you did it.
Just split money all the. You're playing slide all the time. It just turns into. Just wanted to rotate that 90 degrees all the time for me.
Round back.
There's a learning curve with those things.
I've got one.
Yeah. Never
so my brother had one, and what he did is it's a patch. It's like an oval, and it's made of some kind of material that's non-slip. It's not like rubber. Well, it's kind of a rubbery kind of a feeling thing. And it's for the Ovation, and it goes right on that spot that you're talking about. And so you can put it on your knee and it doesn't want to slide, because if you don't have it, you can't play that thing on your lap. It's like playing a steel, playing slide.
They have it in the chat there, the Gracie stand. Thank you. Yes.
Well, Ben, here's what you do. You go on the Jungle website and you buy one of those dab mats for like $8, because they're made of silicone that will not allow like anything to stick to it, but it won't allow stuff to move either. It's got that weird kind of like it's formulated in a weird way that works perfectly. It's one of those, it's like a big version of one of those things you used to put on a can to open it, like the rubbery grip things, but it's real thin. Just lay that on your lap, put it on, and it never will move. And they're cheaper than like the custom things. They're like $8 on Amazon,
So you would lay that on your leg, essentially like a cloth, and just put the guitar there. Well, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah. We used to actually buy, before they sold those, before dabbing was a thing back in the 90s, we would buy those hand things to open jars and just lay one of those on and try and get it right on the spot. And then so it didn't move when I was having to do classical lessons.
Very cool.
So, yeah. There
Hey,
he
let
is.
me ask a question. I want to ask a question real quick, you guys. Does Ty Price give guitar lessons? I should ask this not on the show. I'm sorry, but does he do that on like Skype?
I
You
think
guys know?
some form of that. Yes,
Maybe,
I think so.
Cool.
possibly.
Cool. I just wanted to know. I wanted to ask.
He
I'm
knows
sorry.
the
For
sound.
you, maybe.
Yeah.
Way smarter than
I
I
hope so. I hope so. I want to take some guitar lessons from Ty Price. So
Dave
Mhm.
Nessel said that Rick Emmett's Flying V was a Dean.
Yep.
The one he played.
Ah,
Very cool.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, Rick played a variety of guitars over the years.
Yes.
yeah.
So how many times have you seen them, Ben?
I've only seen them in person, not playing. Never saw them live play.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But yes, I saw them in the halls of Metalworks Studios
Yeah, there you go.
/ Metalworks Institute, depending on if you're paying to be there or you're paying to be there. Depending on why you're paying to be there, I guess.
Cool.
very cool. That's so cool.
Definitely.
How'd that happen, Ben?
Well, Tony, since you asked. Metalworks Studios is I should say, I'll preface that it's the premier studio in Canada, barring some new studio that's come out in the last few years, right? Once Little Mountain shut down in Vancouver, which was a 1A, 1B. Little Mountain in Vancouver, which is where Bob Rock and all those guys, Bruce Fairbairn were out of, and legendary studio. And then you had Metalworks, which I knew Rush recorded there. I think Bryan Adams, did some work there. And I'm just thinking as I'm growing up through the 80s, obviously Triumph recorded there because it was their studio. And I remember even in the early 90s when I got into alternative music, like the Goo Goo Dolls, they're from Buffalo, New York originally. Well, there's Metalworks Studios in Mississauga, which is the west end of Toronto. It's only an hour over the border. And so the Goo Goo Dolls used to record at Metalworks. Kim Mitchell would record at Metalworks, a huge Canadian artist.
Cool.
But so I was playing in a band, and we hooked up with a business manager, and he said, you guys need a demo. And I'm like, yep, we do. And we could make one ourselves. He goes, no, we'll put you in a studio. Where do you want to record? So me being a smart ass, probably had a cold snack or two into me. I just, smugly went, Metalworks. That's where I'd like to record. Why not? Throw it out there, right?
You gotta ask.
Right. Sure. Can't hurt to ask.
Right.
It's like asking the girl to dance. Can't hurt to ask.
Right.
And he says, well, let me see what I can do. And I'm like, there's nothing he can do. Like, their rate's got to be $1,000 an hour, right? Like, it's the premier studio.
Yeah, probably $1,200.
Well, little did I know at that time, when was that, around 2015, I guess? Music's changed, the industry where, like Guns N' Roses, when they were recording Appetite, right? They're going into the studio at 7 p.m. and recording till 4 in the morning.
Right.
Those days are long gone. So it's become like the premier studio was literally 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And then after that, they had all this open time. So they offered a weekend, evening, discounted rate. So our manager blocked out 2 full days on a weekend, Labor Day weekend, which was, he's like, there's 5 studios, which one do you want? And I knew some are just mixing post-production studios, which is very small, no real recording space, maybe a vocal booth. I'm like, Studio 1A, we need 1A. That's the need board, that's the magic room, right? Where all these iconic albums were recorded. He's like, yeah, okay, I got Studio 1A and an engineer for the Labor Day weekend. I'm like, oh,
really?
Crap, this is happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
We
crazy.
roll in.
I bet you were just flipping out.
Oh, dude, he
That's
called
so
it bluff
cool.
and then some, So we load up all the gear, and we show up, and we're hoping to record 3-4 songs. You figure 2 10-hour sessions. And they're like, yeah, we just got new equipment. So the time to switch from track to track went from 40 minutes to 4. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So as such, we were able to knock out 8 songs in a weekend.
Wow.
And and over the course of the weekend, Rick Emmett stopped by to do some work, and it was interesting because I'm thinking, well, Rick left the band in what Brendan said, 87.
Yeah, 86. Yep,
or 86, but they kept Metalworks as a separate thing as a business, because in Canada, there's the infrastructure just isn't there. So if you got a paying place, you stay partners. And so Rick had rolled in, and I got to meet him over the course of the weekend. And their drummer, who I can't remember his name, but I remember his office. Like you'd walk in the entrance, they had a main entrance out front, but the actual old entrance was onto the side for Studio 1A. And you just walked into this little lobby area where there would be generally a receptionist during the week, but right across was the drummer's office. But you wouldn't know it because it was nondescript, and you think, oh, that's got to be a closet. It's right off the lobby. But no, because right after that was a little post-production studio room, which was a 10 by 10 room, soundproof. And then you went through a door, and that's where you went off to a hall to the other school or Studio 1A. And I saw those classic, because I've seen videos shot in that studio, the double patio door setup that they had from the 70s is still there. All the outboard gear is still there. That knee board was still there.
Very cool. Very cool.
And so I got to meet the guy. Super cool. Gilmore. Thank you, Christopher. Hey, Jay.
What up?
Gilmore. Because we had the doors open, because we just had the place to ourselves because it was a weekend. He heard our drummer tracking, and he's like, "Your drummer's pretty good. I like him." I'm like, "No shit."
That's cool.
I'm like,
that is so
tell him that'll blow his mind, because he was 18, 19 at the time. He didn't know who the fuck Triumph was until he checked him out, because he goes back to the hotel like the night before. He's like, holy crap, I looked up Triumph online. I'm like, yeah, no kidding, eh? Pretty good, eh?
That's great, man.
Yep. Although I do have one other funny story from there, which it was hilarious. So I'm outside having a vape, and I see, I think it was a limo, if not at least a town car of some kind, right? The door opens on the back, and what's the politically correct term? Hoochies? Three of them? Because they're wearing metallic looking clothing. There wasn't a lot of it. Very large heels, nails, hair.
Working girls?
Yeah.
They're working.
Well, yeah, they get paid to lean on stuff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I went, okay.
I hear that bass.
So I held the door open for them, because why not? And
you're a gentleman.
I am. I try. And so, I go back into our studio, and I tell the guys, I'm like, there's some hoochies outside. And so our engineer had got a message. Yeah, there's some hip hop guy shooting a music video and rented out one of the studios. So they can do all those shots of going, pretending to record or whatever before auto tune. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So we continue working, and because there's nobody there, we were told we could drink in the studio, far out, and
oh boy,
literally, where there's the recording console, chairs, a big ass coffee table that God knows what was snorted off of, because it was big and glass. So and then a 10-foot long couch behind that. Which was funny because I got my little spot, because this is my first time ever in a studio, and I was kind of nervous. So I was in the corner, and that was my little safe space where I was playing my guitar. And the engineer turned and goes, that's exactly where Slash hung out during Use Your Illusion 2 recording. I'm like, no shit, thank you. I don't have pressure already. Bastard.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Man.
Yeah. So we're doing our thing, and an hour and a half goes by, and all of a sudden, because we left the door open, the hoochies kind of walk in, and all of a sudden they see, the remnants of 2 40 ounces of liquor, at least, probably a half ounce of weed chopped up on the coffee table, a case or two of beer, stack of pizzas. And she's like, they're all like, what you got going on in here? I'm like, get out, we're working. Before the rest of the day, say a word. I just think, get out, we're working.
You should have told her, we're working, you're twerking.
Well, that's what I just said. Get out, we're working. And I close the door, and the band's going, kind of thing. But all I heard them say is, damn, that's what a studio is supposed to look like.
Wow.
As they went back to their tow car. And I was like, I don't know what poor excuse for a set they had for the music video, but they were like, no, that's how a studio should look. These guys are half trashed and recording rock and roll.
Excellent.
Bye, Felicia.
Great story, Ben.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's a good one, man.
Oh, yeah, it was priceless.
Excellent.
I walked in the damn band trailer because there was no place to partake between takes. And so we had our little covered garden trailer sized box on a garden trailer. So it's like, I don't know, 6 feet by 8 at most. And we had the doors and you're in there having certain lifestyle choices. And then you open up the doors. It's just like at a damn Cheech and Chong movie, to the point where our engineer got a message like, can you move the trailer further from the entrance? Because the problem is there's families showing up, taking photos out front of, because the logo Metalworks Studios, hey, Triumph's recording it. And then I just come rolling out, hey. And they're like, well, who are you? I'm like, I'm here recording an album. They're like, have we heard of you? I'm like, probably not.
No. Like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, they fall out of the van. What was that? That was my skull.
You know, so in the last week, I've watched both of those 2 movies. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, we took full of it. I think we slept 6 hours all weekend.
Yeah, right.
You know,
you get about a buck and a half a night, hour and a half.
Oh, if I was lucky. Like I was trying to be the good guy, like to bed somewhat early, but when you're sharing a room with half the band and they come stumbling in from a bar at 2 a.m. and I already can't sleep because I'm just strung out on nerves. What's up, Dave? Dave Ennis.
Hey, Dave, what's going on, man? Hey, Papa Blue.
Yeah, I see Zach Thong's in the chat. Hey, Zach, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Zach?
Jeff K, how's it going?
Bunch of people are coming in now.
Jay Hoonan of the band Gizmachi.
I've heard of them.
Check them out if you haven't. They have a new album.
I've seen them live. Mm-hmm.
And they do that. Love that, man.
Yeah.
I was rocking my Gizmachi shirt the other day. Night.
Jay, you'd be proud of me today. I had my bass up almost the whole way. My treble was way up there. My mids were way the whole way down. And I had just a little bit of delay and a little bit of almost like a reverb, like a hall reverb, but they were at like 5 and 8%. And I was just going like bum 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 bum.
Were you in drop D?
No, I was playing in standard, but I have a Eventide harmonizer pedal, so I had it where it goes an octave down and then 2 octaves down. So it was actually an E flat. It wasn't in 440, it was an E flat, but it was in between E and D.
Yeah, because you need to be down 2 octaves.
I need to get my rhythm chops up though. Like Jay's rhythm chops are insane. I'm gonna try and do what he did. Just
but he knows how to
learn
play
a
guitar.
ton of Metallica. Oh, he's professional. But I mean,
he's like
his
one of the
rhythm chops.
Yes.
I mean, he plays great lead. Don't get me wrong, but like this is his lead, but his rhythm chops are like here.
Jay's good enough to have lived in a van for weeks at a time.
Yeah, exactly. And to see stuff that he can't tell people on air, you know.
Ever.
Excellent.
Like Charles, you know, like the stories you can tell and the ones you can't tell. Like,
dude,
you know,
there's a massive difference, man.
Well, it's so funny. It's the same with music. I had a buddy that was a military sniper, and he goes, "There's the stories you tell your family, stories you tell your girlfriend, stories you tell your buddies, the stories you talk about through military guys, and the stories you never tell anyone because you were there alone." You know, like. I was like, wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's how it is, my brothers.
Oh, it is. We are giving away a pick today. As we do every week.
It is a real nice one.
It's cool. Just saying.
Yep.
I don't have any Triumph picks. I do have a Metalworks coffee mug, which
did you steal that?
Sell at
you
the
steal
studio?
that from the studio? You stole it, didn't you? Well, it might have made its way into your bag.
So they started out with half a shelf of them in the kitchenette. Brendan, they started with, I don't know,
I got you.
Like half a dozen.
You know,
and then they were gone.
Yeah.
And then I happened to notice someone ran the dishwasher. Clean is new to me. So
Yeah.
I may have liberated a set or two.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know. I
They
don't know
have the
anything.
T-shirts somehow. Again, I don't know where they came from. I was just handed a T-shirt. I don't ask. I gotta find
Right.
it.
Well, yeah. When you're handed stuff, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who handed it to you, but just don't hand it to yourself.
Yep.
They were giving out T-shirts. What are you talking about?
Let me ask you, Charles. So you were at the US Festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was one band that you really got to watch compared to the
I
others that day, right?
Yeah. It was later in the day. They came on it third to the last band just before Scorpions, and so they didn't really have a light show, but the sun was going down, and it was. I said at the beginning of the show, I was anticipating them. I had their cassette in my car. I was into them. I'd been listening to them, and I didn't expect what I got. I didn't expect it. They blew that place away, and they followed some heavy hitters, man. It was a spectacular show, absolutely flawless. Rick Emmett, he utilizes acoustic guitar. He was, in fact, yes, he utilized the acoustic guitar more than anyone else that day, with the exception of maybe David Lee Roth. And night and day. I'm not going to make a comparison, but wow is all I have to say. I didn't expect it, and neither did the crowd. There was a couple of times during that day where that crowd was in unison. Didn't happen all day long. It happened only in special moments. And they just came out there and just took that place over. They just walked out there and just took that place over. And for as long as they were there, that crowd was theirs. For as long as they wanted them. And when they left, it was almost like the crowd didn't want to see. In fact, I was exactly like the crowd didn't want to see him go. And the Scorpions were coming up now. Okay, so it's not like I've had enough. Let's just get to the Scorps. No. The crowd would have taken. They could have done another encore. They did one encore, and everybody was on a time schedule. I mean, they were moving. They were shuffling those bands. The behind the stage rigging and the way that they set those bands up was brilliant. It was state of the art for the time. Like I said before, the only thing about that concert that worked like clockwork was everything at the front of the stage, on the stage, and behind it. But if you were off that stage and you were in that crowd, it was a cluster. It was a horribly put on, greatest show ever saw, greatest lineup of bands. And I didn't expect Triumph to come off like they did. I expected, and the crowd expected less, and they got more than they expected.
That's always better.
It was so electric. And the thing about it was it was a perfect time of the day. The Scorpions got to use the light show. Okay. Van Halen got to use the light show. They're the only two bands that utilized the light show. The lights were on for Triumph. There was some lights going on because the sun was just getting to where it was dusk. And it was magic, absolute magic to watch that show. And it was the best part of the show. The last 3 to 4 bands had the benefit of less heat. The crowd was more mellow. And they had them in the palm of their hand, man. Very cool. Very cool. I was fortunate to see him. Very fortunate to see him. And the thing I was saying in the green room, every time Triumph came to California for the first 82, 80, I believe they came twice they came 1, 2, 3. They only played in LA. They never played in LA when I was in LA. They went to Sacramento and they went to San Diego. And so I would have had to travel 3 hours either direction to even see them. And it just wasn't functional. It just wasn't functional at the time. And when they finally came, when they played, I believe it was a sports arena. They did one show or two shows in the sports arena, and I don't remember the year even. But Rick was, Rick was still there, so it had to be in, I imagine, 85 maybe, 84 maybe, and I'm not positive on that. I wasn't in the state; I was out of state, so when that show occurred, so I missed it, and I was very fortunate to see them the one time I did. You guys, I said it before, guys, you got to take the shot and see these bands. You got to see those bands. Don't put it off. I said it. I thought I was going to see Eddie. I knew I was going to see Eddie again. I took it for granted. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. So see these bands, especially bands like Judas Priest. I'm going to see Priest on the 13th with Sabadon. I'm going to see Rob Halford. I can't wait. I've seen him several times. I don't care how old he gets. I don't care. Can't wait. And then me and Tony, me and him and Ty, we're going to go see Wolfgang and Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
September, man, I'm going to get just blasted with music all of September.
Did you just go on that one day, Charles? The
No, I worked. I was supposed to work 3 days. I only worked 2.
Oh, okay.
I worked 2.
The day you went,
the second day, I hadn't slept but like maybe 4 or 5 hours in like 3 days. That time.
The day you went was
in my car, man.
The heavy metal day they call it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now,
Quiet Riot Crew.
I'll say this:
Great
if heavy metal day
Great
had been the
lineup.
third day, I'd have sucked it up and I'd have took it. Okay, but
Right, yeah, it was the second day. Yeah,
burned out, man.
yeah, I bet you were.
To death. It was 114 degrees in the day,
Yeah.
and there was like in the middle of the day, there was no wind coming through that valley. It was just this deathly heat, and man, the people were so pissed off. The only relief was in the evenings. The relief came when the heat went down a little bit. Now it was still hot, but
Sure.
as long as you could pump yourself with liquids and eat some of those hot dogs they were selling everybody, you were cool.
It's funny. I was looking at some of the specs from that, and total attendance was about 670,000 people, and they still lost $12 million.
They say that. Look, I was standing with a group of sheriffs.
That's crazy.
At 2:00 on the second day, and Heavy Metal Day was the busiest day. There was the most people. They had there's early entry. I believe it was an hour and 30 minutes before the show started, I believe. And all I did for an hour and 30 minutes is I was squatted down and I was patting people down. And I'd throw stuff in these trash cans behind me. And people were giving up their food. They were giving up their igloo coolers. They were not allowing anybody to bring in any outside food of any kind. And it was a rule that was made at the last minute to try to bump up concessions. And what they did is they screwed thousands of people out of the food they had, and if they didn't have enough money to pay for stuff, they were going to the medical tent begging for water. I saw it all day long for 2 days, but the music was fantastic.
I bet.
Music was fantastic, and I'm fortunate I saw Triumph.
That's
was
good.
blown away, man. Blown away.
Definitely cool.
Just give somebody a pick, man.
That's a good idea.
I like that idea.
Tony, you got a pick you want to give away?
Yeah, we can do that.
I was just thinking how much of a shock it was when Rick left the band in '86.
Yeah.
They were still on the top of their game.
So came back.
They just did an album, did a tour.
Do you know what it was that broke him up, Ben? Do you know what it actually was? What pissed Rick off? Why he left, or was it just
Rick wanted to? He was tired of the music. He wanted to play classical, and he
really
he went the classical route for a number of years. And,
wow.
Yeah, and it was
you can go on YouTube, and any Triumph song that you love, of any of their classic popular hits, if you want to learn it on guitar, he does instructional. It's just on YouTube, man. You can jump on and it's him sitting there with, and he shows you.
And then that's the funny thing, because Triumph, obviously, they carried on with a few different people filling Rick's role.
I always
sporadically, but never really, the same in any way, shape, or form. And then you end up having Rick's doing solo gigs, playing acoustic, but then half a set turns into Triumph tunes.
Sure.
Right.
And you got the Triumph guys playing the tunes without him, and then literally, I think it was just in the last 2 years, let's say, just be a year before COVID hit,
Mhm.
that they talked about, like, well, let's start doing stuff together because we're not getting any younger type thing.
Wow.
And so
Glad they did.
I don't know if you're going to see anything your side of the border or not, but if they do decide to do a handful of dates, believe me, I'm going to go out and hit that show because there is no rush now. So,
No.
and I know and fans love both bands, so it's just like they can fill a void, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're supposed to release that. They did that super fan concert for like 300 fans. They're supposed to release that this year sometime. The Trump rock and roll time machine or rock and roll machine or whatever they're calling it. So, and then Rick said, yeah, maybe we'll wait another 11 years and then do it. We seem to get back after 11 years. So.
I don't mind it as long as they don't slow the tempo down and
I don't think so.
turn a killer song into just a.
Yeah.
Well, as long as he can still hit those notes,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's tough.
The song, what I saw, I'll share this with you guys. I watched this and it's kind of depressed me. The band, the song Aqualung, Jethro Tull, right?
Yep.
And they have that song Cross-Eyed Mary, which is just a killer rock song. I've seen it live. Killer rock song. I watched them do a live reunion. This was like maybe 8 years ago. They were all getting up. I mean, they were like maybe a little older than me now, And they took that rockin' tune, they slowed it down, and they turned it into almost a flipping ballad, man. It was horrible. It's on YouTube. And I've seen some, who else did it? Richie Blackmore did a Rainbow reunion, and he slowed down Kill the King. I was very depressed about that. Why? Because he doesn't have the chops? I don't believe that. That's what depresses me, though. I don't know why I'm ranting, but anyway, I'm doing it. Yeah.
I've been known to rant on occasion.
What's
up, Tom?
But anyway, hey, rock on,
All right. So let's do it this way. This is what we're giving away.
Nice pick, bro.
Dun, dun, dun.
Man, oh man.
Guaranteed you'll play just like Rick Emmett if you use that.
Yes, so
If only that doesn't work, Ben, because I met Gary Hoey a couple years ago and he gave me a pick. He said, "This will improve your playing."
Excellent.
I wish it did. He was a great guy. So, No, if you're gonna, what's that?
Paul Gilbert.
Oh, there you go.
That's
That's
awesome.
And
Pick, dude.
it didn't help me at all either.
No,
Although I will say the folks at Dunlop are pretty cool when they do it custom on that side.
nice.
Oh, wow.
that is cool.
Cool.
Definitely cool.
And super nice guy.
I've heard that.
Walks like a banshee. Jesus. Stride. I had to jog to keep
Well, he's
up.
tall, isn't he? Pretty tall guy.
Yeah, he's like 19 feet tall or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And half of it's hands, and the rest is
Yeah.
legs.
Yes.
all right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you one question about Triumph. If you are the winner, there is a email address down below where it says merch. Email me your name and address, and I'll mail you out that cool Rick Emmett Triumph guitar pick out Monday. All right,
Good luck, you guys.
we ready for this? All right, trivia.
Oh yeah.
Show me your picks Saturday night. All right, very easy. Kids, get ready to type. Here we go. Triumph was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame as part of the Juno Awards in what year?
1492. Oh.
420.
What year, kids? What year? All right.
Don't all type at once.
2257. Oh no, that's when I get inducted into the rock and roll.
1865, dude.
I will say it was entirely
That's when
too
Ben
late.
and I get inducted.
Hey Tony, look up there.
Yo,
Look up there. I think we see it.
I see it.
You see it?
I see it. Oh
Christopher
boy.
What?
There it
There he
is.
is.
Christopher Lab Sandwich.
Christopher, brother. Man,
20
cool.
years later than it should have been.
Very cool, Chris. That's awesome, dude.
A little
Nice.
deceiving, but yes. Nice job.
Very cool. Very cool, man.
Nice, Chris.
Congrats.
Is that Chris's first time winning?
No,
Congratulations, Chris.
he's won before.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
And I've got your information, dude, and I will be mailing you this out Monday morning. Yeah, Chris,
Gosh.
dude. All right.
Should I let Brendan know that Alex and Getty are starting a beer company?
I saw that. That's it said what it said like beer
Just
scientist.
inspector or beer
Yeah,
scientist?
no, I think Alex had beer scientist and Getty had beer drinker or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
as
cool.
you see, they're taking it about as serious as they took the band. So
Then it'll be a huge success, just like the band was, you know.
Mhm.
Because I'll get some if they have it down, if they import it, you know. So,
Christopher, you rock, brother. Congrats, bro. Very
Yeah,
cool.
man.
awesome, guys. Just like I said, they're his favorite Canadian band.
Nelson, what's up?
Hey, Nelson.
what are they calling it? Did they say the name was or no?
I can't
I don't-
remember.
Because I don't
But
remember.
it looks like there's going to be more than one kind.
Probably.
They're not just doing a beer. They're like, no, we're doing beer, like beer.
That'd be cool to work in that, you know, that brewing there, that brewery. Maybe they'll have some live music.
Right?
I know.
They'll stop by just for quality control checks, you know.
Absolutely. Yes, Chris Sawa, we know they're your favorite Canadian band. You made that abundantly clear. I'm just kidding with you,
I'm
dude.
wondering how many Juno Awards Triumph won. I bet you it's a good half dozen.
I don't know.
Oh, it's always
Let
been
me-
that award's always
I'll-
been a little hinky.
I'll be right
They're in-
back. I'm gonna get another
Well,
drink.
Okay.
They're like they're in the like Canadian Walk of Fame or Walk of Music or something, right? They probably won everything there is to win in Canada, I would guess.
Yeah, like I think they got Rookie of the Year, Juno Award, stuff like that.
Yeah. That would make a lot of
It's
sense.
weird. The Junos are, yeah, like you think the Grammys got political. No, the Junos, you're like, what? Like best
Every-
new band, it's like they'll look around, Brendan. They're like, any
Yeah.
new bands come out this year in Canada? They're like, no, not really. Well, here, give to these guys. I'm like, dude, they released their third album this year.
I know.
Have they won any Juno Awards already? No. Screw it. Best upcoming. Because
I think
it's not
every-
even best new. It's like best upcoming or something. So if they don't even pan out,
Every award show now has become political, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah,
It's kind of tough.
hilarious. Well, I think Tom, you and I on a Monday show, didn't I show some Juno Awards clip one night because it was just hilarious, the randomness. Because it was just having a bunch of the bands you would know south of the border too, and it was just the production level looked cable access at best. I'm like, nope, that was the networks in the 80s here. Yep.
But it's weird because it looks so low rent, and then you're like, oh, but that's a recognizable like international famous band. This is weird. Like,
Yeah. And they'd fly in like Alan Thicke because he's Canadian to present the award or something.
Yeah.
Fresh from the set of Growing Pains, Alan Thicke.
I always love that.
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Keith Campbell. You like watching us in the produce aisle. What were you holding when you were watching us in the produce aisle, Keith Campbell?
Clearly,
Need to
Dick,
know.
right?
Maybe
What's going on, Keith? How you doing, bro?
a couple of melons. I don't
A
know.
cucumber in one hand, a sausage in the other. No.
An
Who
artichoke.
has sausage in the produce aisle?
Tom.
Tom would. How'd I get this sausage? Where'd that come from?
Tom's like, wherever Tom is, there's sausage.
You know when you see stuff in the grocery store, like you know it's little kids, like you go to lift
Oh,
a
yeah.
cereal box, and there's like, you know, a bag of bologna behind it, like, or a box or whatever thing of bologna.
No, you know it's kids when there's like ice cream like in the bread aisle. It's like, oh, dude, what are you doing? You know. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Mom said I can't have this. All right. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Welcome back, Tony. What you got there? Some Diet Pepsi?
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Looks nice and icy cold.
Well, this is only 4.6%, so that's like diet beer, anyways.
Oh, shit.
I had, what did I have?
Me. I'm busy on a live stream with the guys.
The one and only time I went to Canada, it was Montreal for spring break.
Of course you did.
My junior year of college. Well, it was junior year of college. I was in Connecticut.
Jesus,
it's close.
I figured you went in high school. Drinking age is only 18.
Yeah, I know.
That's where we go.
Then we had to go over there and man, you got to get the Molson Perdors, man. What was it, like 6% or something like that alcohol?
Oh, triple X Ecuador, yeah.
But we're like, then you ride the metro or whatever.
To is heartbreak and fist fights.
Yeah, I told the story before. I got yelled at because some guy asked me what time it was, and I answered him, but of course in English. And he yelled at me because he was French Canadian. For some reason they don't like us.
I got kicked out of a. I forget where I was just outside of Ottawa. That's where I was, but I got kicked out of a restaurant because I only spoke English.
Oh, geez.
Well, you were just outside Ottawa on the east side because that'd be in Quebec.
Yeah.
There you go.
Literally, you cross the Rideau River Canal. Dang.
Amazing though.
It's
pastries
like English,
like
French. Montreal, there's a lot of English.
I had fun. It was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun.
As opposed to Quebec City.
The people in the pastry shop were nice. So there's this really old pastry shop there, like anywhere. What's it called? A boulangerie, right? So it's a U shape. So you better know what you're ordering. It's like getting a cheesesteak in Philly. You go in and you can see the stuff on either side, and you pick what you want. You tell them as you go. As soon as you get to the end, you better be ready to pay quick. And they literally do it like 10 hours a day, like 7 days a week. And the line does not stop. It's always going. And when they run out, they just shut the shop.
It's like the pastry Nazi.
Yeah.
Yep.
The soup Nazi.
But amazing pastries. So it was worth getting yelled at the other place.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good. When there's zero customer service, it's got to be good.
It doesn't matter at that point.
And I also,
Kid, you got a
Ben, I will say you guys have great hospitals.
He's not going to like the answer.
I had my broken arm fixed.
Is it this many times?
Yeah, I mean, I like the band. I just never saw them live. It's not that I don't like them. I do like it.
My arm fixed in a hospital where they didn't speak much English.
Niente.
Zero.
None. Never.
Nada.
None times. That's okay. I mean, I've seen them none times also. But
They're still on the radio all the time here. It's great.
Yes, they are. Yep.
Let me.
And do we know, one of their first big hits, Lay It on the Line, that famous hook chorus is a ripoff of another song.
Dude, at the that was the single greatest moment for them at the US Festival when he comes out and hits that A chord, that opening A chord.
Yeah.
It rang through that valley, and it was unbelievable. It was the best A chord I've ever heard.
Nice.
A chord I've ever heard ring out, and his tone was just immense. And it was magic. It was absolute magic. They took that place over for about.
So the question is, what song did they rip off?
Say that again.
What song did Rick Emmett rip off to get the hook for Lay It on the Line?
I don't know.
Oh, the hook.
I've heard
I don't know.
this before.
I was going to say the A chord won't get full again.
Well, early in Triumph's career, they did a Canadian tour opening for Rick Derringer, and they just ripped off Rock and Roll Hoochie.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo.
Rock and roll.
Oh, wow. You're right.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And the funny part was they had already had that song, and they played it. And Rick Derringer's like, great song. He goes, yeah, you should like it. We ripped you off. Anyway, yeah, I guess you did, didn't you?
Wow.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Huh.
Well, that's kind of like a certain song on Van Halen 2 is mysteriously very close to another song by a band from Texas.
Yeah.
That groove, man. That same exact groove and almost the same chords.
Excellent.
See, Dana, New Jersey.
ZZ Top?
He was in Montreal for F1 racing 2 years ago. They all spoke
Ben
English.
Tom, what song are they ripping off?
including several contacts with the police. I'm not surprised. Dan's from New Jersey.
Dan, man.
I'll have to look
Canadians
it up.
can't handle people from New Jersey.
Bottoms Up?
Yeah, that's the song.
Yeah.
Bottoms Up. Yeah,
All right, what's the ZZ Top song, though?
that's the one I can't remember. I gotta look.
Is it
that up.
LaGrange?
Probably LaGrange.
Yeah, it's just different rhythm, but same basic progression. Yeah, the rhythm's slightly different, but it's basically like someone kind of rearranged the same tune. You know.
Zach says the Ottawa Senators farm team plays out of Belleville. Yep, I drive by the CAA arena.
I mean, it was no secret that Eddie was a huge ZZ Top fan.
Yep.
So,
as one should be.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're still playing shows.
Mm-hmm.
They're still gonna finish out the tour because that's what Dusty wanted. So.
Yep.
Oh man, when I saw him sitting on that road case.
Yeah, they put his hat on the mic stand.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, how's Vince Neil's show's been going, guys? Ever since he was supposed to do Sturgis, I hadn't heard anything about Sturgis.
I don't know. I only saw him on that second show. Then he was way, way, way better than the first one. But I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things on YouTube, and they're
saw a
spectacular,
tweet
but
I think he'll be all right by the time the tour rolls around. He's got another.
I saw a tweet from Eddie Trunk saying, "Oh, Vince he hasn't sounded this good in years." Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but Eddie's a little bit of a cheerleader at times, especially with his friends. So
yeah,
it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but I heard he is, like much like Axel. Like it seems the last year has really helped a lot of these guys because it's allowing everybody. I think it was a reality check for a lot of these guys. So they're like, look, I got to get my act together because when we hit on the road, we got to go hit it 10 out of 10. Like there is no second chance, because a lot of people are going to be, it's hard fought to get concert dollar money because everybody's out on the road. So,
yep.
Did I see Mitch Heyman? There's
Hey,
Mitch
Mitch.
Heyman.
What's up, Mitch?
Mitch, what's going on, brother?
There he is. Yep. I don't know.
I'm thinking also the reason we haven't seen Triumph reform and do big tours, they're making too much dang money at that studio. They don't need to be out on the road. Because Metalworks Institute, they're just cranking out. Like you get to learn studio production, engineering, all that stuff there, which is great.
Yeah,
that's excellent, bro.
Absolutely.
I debated going there, and that was only a few years ago.
Is it real expensive?
It wasn't bad. It would be like probably taking a community college course or a college course, or going to probably Musicians Institute or GIT or one of those type things, because that's what it was, but for recording. And I thought, that'd be, especially with. Let's right. Every day we move more and more to home recording almost exclusively. Even the pros are like, why rent a place? We can just Skype each other to chat and send each other WAV files back and forth.
That's true.
Well, I was just watching today Lyle Workman, all of the movies he's done, and they're like, that's how he made his name in the last, 10 or 15 years or 20 years, just in doing TV and movies, because everyone knows him for music. But he did what did he do? Superbad, and he did all these comedies, scored the whole thing. But he did it from his home. Right. He's got a nice, several $100,000 kitted out studio in his home with, specific ceilings and all this stuff. Man. But, think about it. If you're recording that much, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours a day, it pays itself off in a couple of years.
So. Let me turn the corner just a little bit and give you guys a heads up of what's going to happen here. Next Saturday night, there will not be a regular Show Me Your Pick next Saturday at 9 p.m. On the 28th, Kiss is playing here in Raleigh. And what we're going to do is go live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time next Saturday
Excellent. Excellent.
on the way to Kiss. Me and my buddy Stephen Briggs, and yeah, so no show next week. We'll go live at 6, and yeah.
Yep.
Just found a photo of me at Metalworks Studios.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool, brother. That's so cool, man. Check that out, man.
Maybe if
Closer.
it'll focus
A little bit.
closer.
That's good right
Yeah.
there.
Pull it right there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Now pull
Nice.
it away.
Nice.
Guns N' Roses right behind me. The small narrow in the lower left is Guns N' Roses, I think, possibly.
Nice.
Cool.
Big room there. And a photo with another former member of Triumph. Where the hell was that? Dang it. Where is it? I had it. There it is. Another fellow Canuck.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
boy, right there.
There you go.
Another Mississauga boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Phil Exon
Nice.
Dreykus, or however you say
Nice.
his last name.
Yeah. I just remember
Well-
Phil with that Phil energy. He got off the escalator at NAMM. And he saw the shirt and he goes, Canucks with guitars. I love it. I'm like,
Nice.
awesome. Come on the
nice.
show. He goes, I'd
Excellent.
love to. And then,
So
of course, leaves in a whirlwind with no contact info. And I'm like,
Of course.
well, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. You know.
Nice.
That's all good. That's all good.
Nice. Guitar Man 45 set up a gig for Rick Emmett in the 90s.
Oh, whoa, that's cool.
Very cool.
There you go. Cool. Is this going to be your first live show, Tony, since the pandemic?
Yes.
So that'll be cool.
The first one.
Yeah, man.
And so, Charles, your show is when?
13th September. Sabadon opens.
Judas Priest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be a good show too.
Oh, yeah. We'll take
Are
all
you
the
guys tempted to hit the Stones the day after Guns N' Roses?
Well, oddly enough, Ty Price is gonna.
He's trying. He's going to try.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
In Charlotte, so yeah.
Yep.
And
That's
that's next month, and we're gonna go live on that day too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's on a Wednesday. Wednesday, September 29th.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Mhm. I was thinking that too.
I hope.
Of course he will. He'll push a brother aside to get one.
We're here. Ladies and gentlemen, Guns N' Roses, and Slash come out. Where's all my picks?
What's that?
That's it.
What's that over there?
That's it.
You know, people
Where's
are watching the Jumbotron. They'll see Slash's mic stand like
Yeah,
just creeping
where's my
across the
mic
stage
stand?
because Tony's got a hold of the cable. He's just really creeping over. Then you'll just see it lower down. 10 seconds later, it comes back up, empty, just picked, bone dry, slides back. Rudy
Is that what you
slings
get?
out, fills it up again.
One of those sticky hand, the little hand things with the long thing,
Oh,
you
yeah.
throw it out.
Ching. Yeah, that would be
Pull
cool.
them off.
That'd be a
Well,
riot.
he
wouldn't
probably,
it?
yeah,
great.
but knowing Tony, he'd be using that right while they're playing. Just, pew! Like, hey, I was
Take it right
using
out of
that.
Take right out of his hand.
Either that or actually, no, let's be honest. Tony's nicer. It would start to drop, but before it would never hit the stage. He'd whip it out in about boom, 4 inches before stage level, just zing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, I honestly, I was really hoping I was going to see Roth as the opening act.
Yeah, I
Who's
heard
opening
Rock was,
now?
doing pretty good.
Not happening.
You know, right before COVID hit,
Yeah.
Friend Jake was playing guitar with him, and he said, "Sounded great."
We saw Kiss a couple of years ago in Charlotte at the amphitheater with the painter. So now next weekend it's the painter again.
The painter?
Yeah, Garibaldi.
You
Or
lost me.
the painter, the guy who
The rock and
the
roll
opening
painter.
act.
Yeah.
Kiss's
Never
opening act for the past couple of years.
Oh, right over my head. This is the first time I've ever heard of it in my life.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than hiring a band, Tom.
Well,
Gene's I'll take that money. The opening band would have got.
I'll put my hands up first, but I've never liked Kiss. I don't get it. But that's neither here nor there. But I didn't know.
You just have to get Ace Frehley. That's all you need to get.
I don't get it. Me and RJ have had this discussion because he loves Kiss. Like, dude, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I know one thing, it's hard to cover their music being a bar band nowadays. You're like, oh, I can't sing that lyric. Nope, can't sing that lyric.
Yeah,
nope.
right.
You had me till the bridge.
Is he that guy that does a bunch of stuff and it looks like nothing, and then he flips the painting over and you can tell what it is?
Yes, that's what
spins
it,
it.
that's
Doesn't he
what
spins it around too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy I first saw on MTV. MTV
while music is going on.
That Woodstock 94 or whatever. They had him there. That's the first time I saw him. He did this huge painting, like 12 or 15 feet high, and when he flipped it over, it was Hendrix.
I vaguely
Yeah,
remember
it was Hendrix.
Right.
I saw him do Ray Charles.
Yeah.
I saw him do.
Yeah. That's the only one I've seen is that Hendrix one, but I didn't know who the guy was.
Yeah, it's like a half an hour thing where it's like a 10 by 10 thing, and it's while music is playing, and it looks like nothing at first, and then they turn it over, and it's Kiss, and they auction it off for whatever in each town.
Yep.
That's cool.
That was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
If they're auctioning off, he must have a set fee then.
Oh, I'm sure.
See, I'd watch that. KXM rocked. He says, I'd open for Kiss, make parakeets do stupid stuff. I'm down.
I mean, it is cool, but I mean, very cool.
They're
I'd
not
watch
quite an
it,
opening act.
but
of a rock
not
concert.
30 minutes before a Kiss concert.
No. Or even do that and then have an opening act or something, like a precursor to the show. Something while people are filing in, the guy's painting away or something.
Well, I know.
Yeah. It's kind of like when they try having comedians back in the day opening for bands. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
It usually doesn't.
No, you're there to hear music, not hear
Right.
jokes.
Yep. That's for sure.
Hit the comedy bar after the show. Then you see full night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's your faux show.
Nah, but we'll go live for an hour or so, I want to say. Getting there and going in, and yeah, it'll be a lot to
A road
see.
trip show.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
I dig it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No huge tailgate plans, but as of yet, but this place is huge for that, and I'm sure.
Where are you seeing him, Tony?
In Raleigh, outside at the amphitheater.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Walnut Creek.
I was going to say, if you don't have a bit of a stagger in your step when you're entering the place, you're not quite doing it right. You got the whole concert to sober up. I'm just saying.
Right. That's it, man.
Like, that's what it seems to me. The last concert I went to, it was a mission to get to our seats.
Well,
We were hanging out at some patio bar, and I was just vaping non-nicotine stuff right on the patio bar, drinking pitchers, and then they pretty much had to point me in the direction of the concert hall, and I just staggered towards it.
Our seats at Kiss, we're in the seats, and most amphitheaters, they're shaped the same way seat wise in the shed, but we're in the seats probably about halfway up. But I'm wanting to say we're probably going to be really close to that little outstage,
Nice.
yeah, really close to there. So yeah.
Good deal.
Ben Cake Some Rock agrees with you. Bring 3 doobies.
I remember, I was thinking, I saw a Canadian band, I Mother Earth. They were playing an outdoor show in their hometown of Peterborough. What we didn't realize is the original lead singer was not only joining the band, but that was his debut show back. So it was extra special. So yeah, we went out for food across the street from the park beforehand. And the park's right in the middle of town, so it's hard to sneak off to partake KXM Rock. But we found little alcoves and alleyways. And then it got towards concert time, so we laid down a blanket, and it was myself, my best friend, and his wife. And it's all families because, it's evening, right after dinner time, the concert starts. So it's a lot of families, people my age with their young kids, because they were a fan of this band in the 90s, alternative band. I had a little cooler with what appeared to be a 6-pack of little Sunny Delights. And then I pulled out one hip flask, and I was just take a sip of the Sunny Delight, top her up. And then I had more than one dad look at me going, nice. And then once
That's
that
good,
flask
man.
emptied, I had a second hip flask, and I used that for the other half.
That's awesome. Excellent.
There you go.
Oh, I was loaded. It was awesome.
Nice.
All these dads are just like, damn it, I should have thought of that. And I know there was more than one mom there with a water bottle of wine. You could tell because they were getting rowdy during the show, sipping on their wine through a straw.
Yep. Happens.
Yep.
It sure happens.
All right. Let's take care of a couple items of business. How's that?
Fitness.
That guy right to my left right there, he handcrafts custom cigar box guitars
Nice.
that look a lot like that.
Only got 2 left. Well, 2 left for sale. I got 3 left, but I got 2 left for sale.
Nice.
I got one.
This one's not for sale. This one's for sale.
Nice.
Ben's got one. Ben's got a butt cheek special.
Oh, yeah, Gatorades. Got vodka and Gatorade. Excellent concert beverage.
There you go.
What's up, Tank?
His
Glad to
links are in the
me take a look.
description.
Have you gotten real dirty with that, Ben? Because it loves the dirt, man. It really loves
Dude, I
the
ran
dirt.
this thing through the LPD 87 on the red channel.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's pretty damn dirty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, low output my ass. She was microphonic and awesome. And it's like, oh, hang on. This is a good one.
Very cool.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thanks, Keith Campbell. That was Lenny Lou purchased that one. So she's got that
Hey
one.
guys, I haven't seen Lindy lately. Is she okay? You guys heard anything? Or
Yeah, I know.
I've not seen her for a couple days myself.
hope Mary's okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
Have not.
Hope everything's okay with her.
Yes, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Hey Wayno. What's up, Wayno?
Wait, what's going on, bro?
People shoveling in
Nice.
and we're shoveling out.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mingling, constant.
Yes, yes.
Sure. Come on in, grab a seat.
Hey Ben, it's my first show with you, man, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. brother. I really have. I'm a big fan of your channel. I don't get on nearly as much as I should, and I really appreciate being on with you, bro.
Yeah, Ben, we
Absolutely.
appreciate you hanging out tonight, dude.
Hey, I'm super happy to be here, and anytime you need to cover that Canadian content, you just
That's how we network, brother. That's how
That was
it
the
works.
first. You were the first call, man.
you want to
Canadian.
do just looking down the road, you got your April wine, just saying. I don't, because I know Tony's got a piece of merch from every band. Like there's 3 kids in the garage down the road. They formed the band last Tuesday. Tony's already got a pick. They don't even have picks, but
They don't
Tony's
even
got a
have.
pick.
They don't even
Somehow
have
Tony's
merch.
already
But
got a
yeah,
pick.
you're right.
Staying ahead of the game. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Canadian bands. Why am I drawing a blank? Neil Young. You want to do a show on Neil Young? Let's talk about Neil Young, godfather of grunge. Sure.
Why not?
We can do that. Guess Who? The Who. No, the Guess Who.
Woohoo.
I don't know.
Canadian band. I don't know.
There's so many. There's so many shows that.
But you guys would have to choose because again, I could say, this band, they had 5 gold records. Never heard of them. Like, oh right, they never broke big south. Honeymoon Suite, back touring right now with Lee Aaron. Talk about a double bill. Honeymoon Suite and Lee Aaron, 2 Canadian iconic acts, and they're touring Canada.
Wow.
There you go.
You do Big Rack.
Mm-hmm.
Big Rack, great band.
All right, kids.
I think I can do 3 degrees of separation, Tom, to Big Rack.
Oh, wow.
Ian Thornley is married to Christine Tizard, who is let's call her a professional cook because she's had cooking shows on TV.
Yep.
Christine's brother Ken Tizard was the bass player for the Canadian band The Watchmen, and of course also Ian Thornley's solo band Thornley, because what's cheaper? I need a bass player. Call your brother-in-law. Okay. Sure.
Right.
And I've hung out with Ken Tizard a few times, I think. He's relocated. He lives 45 minutes from me.
Cool.
In Campbellford, Ontario.
Nice.
For some reason. Oh no, yeah, you're right, Christopher. I will turn down a Tragically Hip show. Not a fan. Not a fan. Iconic Canadian band. Not a fan. At all.
All good.
Who else? There's a few.
So Tony, what's going on with Halenville tomorrow?
What is going on with Halenville tomorrow night at 10 p.m. right after my show?
Tomorrow night, we'll talk about these Wolfgang shows this week. Plus, we'll talk about why Mr. Roth got removed from the Kiss tour.
Yes.
The real scoop tomorrow night, folks.
Never a scoop.
Never on my channel. I never have scoops.
Never a scoop.
Never a scoop.
Except for that time I ate ice cream.
I love it, Dave. I just love
That's
Dave.
tomorrow, 10 p.m.
Or Raisin Bran. 2 scoops.
Oh, that was 2 scoots.
Yeah. Oh. Did you say Utes? Two Utes?
Utes?
All
Yes,
right.
I always like throwing any crowd that I have on my show on Sunday nights over to this channel for Halenville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool, you guys.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Friend of ours, Scott Brockaway, joining me tomorrow night.
Who? Say again?
Scott Brockaway is joining me tomorrow night.
Oh, very nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Guys in the
Thanks,
chat, you
Joe.
guys all take care, man. Love you guys. You all be
Yeah.
well.
So
Yep.
next week, here on the channel, Saturday, 6 p.m. pre-Kiss show live
Yep.
from Walnut Creek Amphitheater, Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Mr. Ben Coombs, thanks, dude.
Rock, man.
Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure,
sir.
dude.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it. Available anytime. Checks in the mail, I'm sure. I know. Yep.
Absolutely.
Always.
Oh, you spent it. You spent it on all the food in the green room. So
And the beer.
and the beer,
I don't know what that powdery substance was, but it sure smelled good.
sugar. It's just sugar.
It was powder in case your hands get
No
sweaty.
wonder I'm so
Yeah.
hyper.
Baby powder, yeah.
Worked like sugar.
All right, everybody.
All right, kids.
Take care, you guys. Rock
Sure,
on.
folks.
We will see you right back here next week, 6 p.m. pre-Kiss Show party, mobile, Raleigh, North Carolina. Everybody have a great weekend.
Be good, guys.
Be safe out there.
See ya.